Okay, another video on the centerpieces. Here is where I did put the flowers into them. These are obviously like way too long, but hopefully I will put some scissors or clippers, gardening shears in there with the packing equipment. So if you feel like this should be trimmed, please do so. I think, at least for this vase, I know you can't really tell, but I think this height's pretty good, but this long one, please cut it. Yeah, so here we have the large slab. This is where I was able to fit everything that I would want onto it. I have the pine cone on top of the little manzanita with some moss around there. We have the tiny lantern, a bigger candle, a couple of these guys. I found it easier to kind of tear the moss apart and put it on first before putting on the item. And then moving over here to our medium slab. This is where I chose a smaller vase. Yeah, choose a vase that you think fits accordingly to the slab as well. And so we've got our place card, tiny lantern, little rosette, and then a couple of these guys. See how like it doesn't need to be overly full. It just needs to look nice, and you can choose different ones. They don't need to be all the same. You know, you can have an assortment here. Excuse me. On this one, I just was not able to fit the larger candle. So, I mean, I would prioritize the tiny lantern over the larger candle. Now for this tiny piece of wood, you know what? I'm actually thinking that this would be cool to use on some of the tables as well, because I was able to fit the vase on the larger slab of wood. This one has such a wide opening to its mouth that you might have to, you know, stuff quite a bit into it. And like, see for this case right here, if I can pull this out. This guy's all connected to one main branch, but you can break him up into a lot of larger different pieces. So, you know, if you want to cut up these stems, go ahead. Just try not to lose the length as much. Anyways, so we put the vase on the larger slab, and then I was able to get the lantern and the place card on these tinier pieces of cut manzanita. So I think that worked out really well, because you can still kind of structure it together to pretend as if it's all one unit, but they're on smaller pieces. I don't know if I would put the larger candle like on another piece of wood. I'll leave that up to y'all. Same with this one. I don't know if I would want to put the larger candle on just another piece, but you certainly could. If you think it looks nice, go for it. But this is essentially what they're gonna look like. I'll have different cards that will have pre-selected, excuse me. And yeah, the only other thing that you would change is trim these if you need them to be trimmed. You know, I wouldn't go too high, because then you're kind of blocking people's faces. But I do like that little like sprouting look. And what else? Trim the things if you think they need to be trimmed. Use different vases. Yeah, I don't know. Should be fairly simple. Should be easy to do. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys.